Hello, this is the Andrew Doll, the German Viking, and after being gone today, so I had to do some stuff in real life for once, and saw this article that popped up in my feed because I've been sharing these kinds of articles regarding Jussie Smollett and fake hoax articles and incidents recently, and I wanted to cover this story and. It's called. It's from the plural list. I'm gonna link it in the description. Damning list of hate crime hoaxes proves Justice Smollett happens way more than libs want to admit. They could have avoided the libs part of it, but I think it's a little bit hyperbolic to get the clicks. But it was published yesterday. As time of this recording, I hope this story with Mr. Smollett will lead to a pivot in our culture where we start to really embrace caution and skepticism again. Journalist Annie Ngo, I don't know how to pronounce that, has turned owning the libs into silence. See, I don't really like using a collectivist argument. See, I just did the political compass, and I would fall into more of a liberal side. I do it once a year just to see if I've gone more right or more left. So it's not the best start. That's my small criticism of this article. On Tuesday, the Colette editor launched into a day two of a rival fact-based Twitter rant about what he sees as hate crime hysteria in the Trump era. Inspired by mounting evidence that actor Jussie Smollett staged a MAGA-themed attack against himself, and Go has so far compiled 27 examples of apparently similar hoaxes, also supported by hard-to-deny reporting. I'm going to read the tweet. Right after Donald Trump's election, the SPLC really stoked the panic. A pro-gay Episcopal Church or Episcopal. Anyway, as you can hear, English isn't my first language. Church in Indiana was vandalized with Heil Trump, swastika, and an anti-gay slur. Turns out it was a gay organ player who did it. He was only charged with a misdemeanor. Isn't that interesting, indeed? So the first incident or example and go is or Andy, I would have rather say. November 1st, 2016, ahead of the 2016 presidential election, a historical black church in Mississippi was burned in an arson, and Vote Trump was scrawled on the building after much outcry about a suspected hate crime. Police arrested a black member of the church whom they said had non-political motives. Oh, really? November 8th, on election night, Chris Ball, a white Canadian man, said he was beaten by anti-gay Trump supporters in Santa Monica, California. His friend shared a photo of Ball's supposedly bloodied face to social media. Police said Bale never reported an attack of checked into a local hospital. November 9, a day after the election, cars and a house on a street in Philadelphia were tagged with a racist and pro-Trump messages. A black man was charged with vandalism and related offenses. In a dramatic social media post, a black woman recounted being threatened by an armed group of four racist white men outside a Delaware gas station after a post went viral. She reported that the man had been arrested. Police denied any such incident had even been reported, and the women refused to speak to reporters. Two white Babson College students drove through nearby Wellesley College in Massachusetts, waving a Trump flag to celebrate his election victory. They were kicked out of their fraternity and condemned in a letter by faculty over social media rumors that they had spat on Wellesley student and shouted racist and homophobic slurs. An investigation by Babson cleared them of any wrongdoing. Really gets the almonds going, doesn't it? A black student at a Bowling Green State University in Ohio told police that three white boys in Trump shirts threw rocks at her and called her a racist epithet. Her story got a lot of attention online, but police found it inconsistent and concluded, based on her text messages, that she had lied out of frustration with Trump supporting family members. She was charged with falsifying and obstructing official businesses. Um, to November 10th, 2016, a Muslim student at the University of Louisiana said two white men, one wearing a Trump hat, assaulted and robbed her near campus. She said they ripped her off her. This I can actually remember. She said they ripped off her hijab and called her a racist slur. The claims caused a national media sensation, but police later said she made up the story and charged her with filing a false report. A black student in Villanova University in Pennsylvania said she was knocked down by young white men yelling Trump. However, she refused to cooperate with police, university administrators, who then clammed up about what they had discovered. A note said, "Bye bye Latinos, hasta la vista." Okay. Was on a classroom whiteboard at Elon University in North Carolina, prompting outcry that the campus was not inclusive, and administrators revealed that a Latino student had written the message as a joke. Jesus Christ. After University of Michigan student told police that a man threatened to set her hijab on fire, the Michigan chapter of the Council in American Islamic Relations said the attack was just the latest anti-Muslim incident reported since the election of Donald Trump as president. Police discovered that the student had fabricated the story. Oh my God. Days before Americans went to the polls, a pro-gay Episcopal church in Indiana was tagged with Hal Trump and swastika graffiti. The gay organ player who reported vandalism as a possible hate crime was later arrested. He confessed that he had been trying to stir up anti-Trump sentiment. Yeah, I can actually remember this. This as well. A photo shared on Twitter drew a opprobrium to a banner on the side of a Bay Area home. You can hang from a tree. Equal rights he'll never see. Neighbors and commenters were sure that a racist was gloating over Trump's victories, but it turned out that an elderly black man had been displaying the sign for months as a protest of the treatment of African Americans. He was ticketed for overlarge signage. Yeah, okay. A stairwell at Williams College, Massachusetts, was vandalized with fake bloods at the words AMKKK kill. Campus police alerted state police and the FBI before their investigation led them to two students. The young men admitted they had done it to bring attention to the effects of presidential election on many within our community, according to the college president. Isn't that interesting? Every time, it's to draw attention to the racism, except there is no racism. They are lying about this. Well, isn't that interesting? I just have to smirk. December 1st, a young Muslim woman claimed that three men screaming Donald Trump attacked her on a Manhattan subway. She said they called her a terrorist and tried to pull off her hijab, but police found that she was lying, reportedly to get attention, and charged her with filing a false report. Yeah, there seems to be a pattern here. Swastikas and KKK graffiti found on a NASA community college campus on Long Island were widely attributed to Trump's election. Police arrested an Indian American student who said was nominated by grievances with a local Jewish community. Wow. Okay. A wave of nearly 150 bomb threats to U.S. Jewish institutions was widely blamed on Trump's rhetoric. A left-wing black journalist and U.S. Israeli men were ultimately jailed for their roles in the scare. Wow. Someone firebombed a grocery store run by immigrants North Carolina and left a note saying Trump is our nation's builder for white America. Based on surveillance footage, a black man was charged with related crimes including ethnic intimidation. Wow. Mass protests against institutional racism shut down classes at St. Olaf College in Minnesota after a black student found a racist note on her car and posted photos of it on social media. College president David R. Anderson later announced the message was a hoax by a student who wanted to draw attention to concerns about the campus's climate. There is a clear correlation here. Okay, okay. Um, now where was I? Damn, I lost my. Yeah, someone, a grocery store. Yeah, ethnic intimidation. A Muslim woman from Long Island said a group of teens yelled to Trump 2016 at her and told her she didn't belong here before leaving, slashing her car tires and leaving a note, "Go home." She later admitted to police that she made up the whole affair and they gave her a ticket. Wow, okay. I think this was also the incident where she did a GoFundMe, if I'm not mistaken. Days after a deadly shooting at a Pittsburgh synagogue, Trump supporters were blamed for dabbing anti-Semitic graffiti like "Kill all Jews" and "Die Jew rats," and setting fires at Brooklyn Jewish institutions. A mentally ill gay black man who had worked on a city council initiative to fight hate crimes was later charged for the acts. Interesting. In the wake of the deadly shooting at a Pittsburgh synagogue, Trump supporters were blamed for Uh, sorry, I'm reading it twice. A note reading "Beware, I live here" was posted on the door of an apartment at Kansas State University. The resident of the apartment admitted to police that she had written that note. More than 100 students at Goucher College in Baltimore protested to demand social justice training, safe spaces, and accountability after Nazi and KKK graffiti was found on campus. Trump and white supremacy were blamed. A black student later admitted he was behind the racist vandalism, attributing to his action to a bottle of anger. He was charged with malicious destruction of property. Yeah, so this continues. You can read the rest of the article, and I just wanted to go through all these stories. And it's amazing to see all of these incidents, these fake outrage and lies of just blaming someone. And all they wanted to do is, they wanted to show the racism of people who aren't leftists. So anyways, thank you guys for watching and see you guys next time. Bye.